We now have our first involuntary camps in the United States. The Trump administration has taken 16 acres outside of Salt Lake City where they are holding homeless people. They're calling it a service campus, but others are calling it a prison. But if you're not allowed to leave, what is it? It is a prison. So it's illegal to be homeless. There is no money to feed you. And it's a crime now in the United States. But we gave billionaires a $4 trillion tax cut. And Congress can't bother to show up to work. But we have started our first encampments in the United States of America. They will receive addiction and mental health treatment, whether they need it or not.
Utah is opening what officials are calling a homeless service campus, but let's call it what it really is. A state-run facility where some people can be locked up for the crime of simply being unhoused. The campus will hold about 1,300 beds on nearly 16 acres in Salt Lake City. The state documents are bragging about accountability and work-conditioned housing. Translation, people could be forced to work in exchange for shelter. That's coerced labor. And even worse, board members have already confirmed that there will be 300 to 400 civil commitment beds, a so-called secure residential placement facility where entry and exit are not voluntary. That means people can be involuntary confined even if they've committed no crimes. Meanwhile, Utah politicians are trying to pat themselves on the back for solving homelessness. But this isn't a solution. It's the return to criminalizing poverty, hiding poor people away instead of giving them health care, housing, and jobs that pay a livable wage. If being poor in America now gets you civilly committed to a locked labor camp, we have got to ask ourselves, what the fuck are we doing?
The homeless people in America are told to go to a place about 1,000 plus hectares of land has been given by this present administration, and they're going to build a camp for them. And they said it's going to be a camp. Well, I want to call it concentration camp, whereby people that do not have a house or a place you could call a home to sleep, they are told to go to that place. And of course, some people are saying that is that really a place or a kind of a camp where people are forced to do some labors, and they're going to be packed from every street where they are. Some are saying they are being seen as a liability, you know. But I feel that it could be a good arrangement because instead of them loitering and all over the streets and everywhere littered with dirt and some of the stuff that the cans and liners and all of those stuffs, that the place should be concentrated whereby they can be there, kind of a mini home where they can serve. And people are saying no, they don't believe in that. That the government could as well provide a shelter for them in places that don't call housing units where the government can build for them so that they can be properly housed and they can be together with their family instead of having a place, an outskirt where it looks like a camp where people can, they said it's fishy, but well, I don't know. But let me take you through the clips I've put together for you guys so you can watch carefully and watch, so that we can begin the conversation around what you've watched. And because I would like to hear your opinion. What do you think this administration is trying to do? Bring people together so they can be in the place together. Is it good? Is it not good? Let the conversation begin, guys. Credits are given to original creator of every content I'll be sharing this episode. Don't go nowhere. I'll be right back.
So let me get this straight. We have the money to cover everybody's food stamps, but we're cutting it anyways so babies starve. People are living paycheck to paycheck, barely making rent, and now we're going to make homelessness illegal. Oh, and now there's a forced labor camp for homeless people in Salt Lake City. Just because you are poor, you can be put in a concentration camp in the United States. That's what's going on right now. Please tell me again how this isn't fascism, because I'm a sociologist and it's pretty fascism shaped. Countries with functioning democracies don't do that. Countries that aren't authoritarian don't do that. Countries that don't have dictators don't do that. I've been telling people this is the path we are headed down for over a decade now. Are we listening yet? And let me remind you that normal protesting doesn't work when you're in a full-blown dictatorship, authoritarian government. It's gone too far. The only language they fucking speak is violence and money. If we don't all work together to address this economically, with these blackouts and sick days and shit, and just shut the whole fucking system down, if we can't pull that off, there's only one option left. Or we are just in full-blown fascism for years. We don't have a lot of time left, because they're already building the concentration camps to put you in.
So for everyone who says to stop comparing Republicans to Nazi Germany, y'all gotta stop doing some Nazi shit, man. You are building concentration camps. You have a new one coming to my own home state, and the description of it is almost exactly how they described the concentration camps that Hitler instituted. They weren't called concentration camps. They weren't called Schmurder camps. They didn't tell people what they were going to. What they told them is they were going to go to work. It was helping them. It was a resource for them. That is almost the exact language that Governor Spencer Cox of Utah uses to describe the new camp that they are building in Utah. Not too far from me. They say that it's for homeless, and it's to bring services, and to have a space where they can have it kind of all at once. But there's also going to be an involuntary commitment, where people they can't leave. The way that they talk about it, what Spencer Cox actually said is, so what we have to do is provide the services that people need, and we have to hold people accountable. This is the social order. You don't get to just camp wherever you want to camp. That can't be a thing. Okay. So why is your answer to involuntarily put these people in a camp? Why is that your answer, as opposed to actually helping, as opposed to maybe just giving them housing, giving them a home, giving them better health care? Why is it always punitive care? And why is it always going after the people who are being harmed and not the people who are harming them? Not the people who have caused these people to be homeless in the first place? Because really, most of the time, it's not just them. It's the people who refuse to pay them enough. It's the people who refuse to treat them for mental health because they just don't have the proper insurance. It's the people who don't look at them as human beings with a disease like addiction and treat them as criminals as opposed to people. That's where we have a problem. We look at these people as bad guys, as some type of moral failing, as opposed to human beings just like the rest of us. Why can't we respond to this with kindness as opposed to treating them as if they were criminals and just horrible people? What the fuck is wrong with us?
This how you know they want to bring slavery back. This how you know that they are. Because these same motherfuckers that could end homelessness tomorrow, that have the money and all the funds necessary to end homelessness tomorrow, instead of building shelters, giving them livable paying waged jobs, giving them assistance going to college, or whatever they want to do, detoxing, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, healthcare, any of that, no, that's off the books. But a forced labor prison camp where people are thrown in involuntarily is not off the books. Please, they are trying to bring back slavery. This is 1930s Germany being resurrected. They could end homelessness, the entire homeless population. They could all be housed, rehabilitated, helped, and given jobs that would give them a fair chance at life. But no, No, instead they have to be thrown into working prison camps where they can be tortured, starved, or whatever else the government sees fit to do with them.
We now have our first involuntary camps in the United States. The Trump administration has taken 16 acres outside of Salt Lake City where they are holding homeless people. They're calling it a service campus, but others are calling it a prison. But if you're not allowed to leave, what is it? It is a prison. So it's illegal to be homeless. There is no money to feed you. And it's a crime now in the United States. But we gave billionaires a $4 trillion tax cut. And Congress can't bother to show up to work. But we have started our first encampments in the United States of America. They will receive addiction and mental health treatment, whether they need it or not. Then they may be moved to BLM management land. Is that the answer?
The governor of Utah has decided to make a new 1,300-bed facility for the homeless and people that are addicted to substances, in which they will not be able to allow to leave, and they will endure forced labor. Not only is this being pushed by Utah, but it's coming from the initiative being pushed by the orange sorbet dictator himself, and they call these campuses, quote, a transformative facility and a secure residential facility, in which if you are committed by a court, or if they find you on the street and they sweep you up, they can commit you there and you will not be allowed to leave until they deem you okay to do so. Let's be clear, this is a concentration camp. That's exactly what it is. They have described it in all of these big words, saying it's a transformative campus with labor where they will help you with your problems, but you're not allowed to leave. You're not allowed to leave. You will be committed by a court, and some may say this is better than jail. But you don't know what you're going to endure there, whereas jail, you kind of know what to expect. This residential facility is already being built as we speak, and I could not be more concerned because this is a homeless prison. This is a homeless prison, and anybody who is deemed, which the person who is deeming can just say, you're homeless, you look homeless, you're addicted to something, you look like you're addicted to something, and now you're in an encampment. These are all initiatives being pushed by the current administration as well. You know, as Utah, we know what kind of state Utah is, and we're only going to continue to see more of this, unfortunately.
Nothing says thank you for your service quite like imprisoning homeless veterans, don't you think? Because that's exactly what will happen in Utah if this prison camp for the homeless thing goes through. Governor Cox of Utah has proposed a prison camp to solve the homeless crisis, and he doesn't understand the comparisons to concentration camps. Gee, rounding up a set of undesirables in society and sending them to a place where they can't leave in order to become more useful to society. As somebody who studied and has a master's degree in World War II and Holocaust studies, sweetheart, you can't make that connection, dear? Okay. This is their plan literally for homeless people across the nation. Utah is just going to be a test case. And many homeless individuals, unhoused individuals, are in fact veterans, which is an absolute disgrace and stain on this nation and has been for decades. This is not a new crisis, and it's something that the government should have addressed, particularly regarding our veterans, at least 50 years ago at minimum. But yeah, rounding up the homeless, the undesirables, and putting them in prisons. Gee, where have we seen that before?
A lot of people are saying that that is not fair, because when you pack people together like in a camp, this comprises of married people, fathers, mothers, children, and they said there could have been a proper arrangement whereby a government can build a housing unit. Don't forget, the reason why they're on the street is because they can't afford some basic things like groceries, like rent, which has actually gone up in America. And a lot of people are saying that this present administration has not really been taking care of the people in terms of welfare. Don't forget, Medicare, Medicaid, schooling, funding for school, and of course, farmers' funding for agricultural produce has been withdrawn. As a matter of fact, this month of November, there's what we call SNAP benefits. That has also been declared not to be available again. So people are saying that Thanksgiving is not going to be sweet as usual, and people are saying that Christmas. I mean, a lot of people are boycotting buying stuff at the supermarket and the big, industrial corporations like Walmart, like telcos, and just name it, all because of these administrations, policies and views to how the welfare of the people should be taken care of. And of course, people are saying that the government is giving tax, rebate, giving tax relief to billionaires. A lot of billions of dollars would have been recovered, which can take care of the people that are without home, that need Medicaid and that these are the conversations that people are having, and Americans are not finding it funny, especially the white folks. The white folks are saying that they don't believe in this plan because it has hidden agenda. I mean, everybody knows that veterans in America, most of them are caught up in this web, and whereby some of them are actually homeless, and they are saying, would they be a part of the people that will be taken to Utah, a concentration camp? Those that have served, that should be told, thank you for serving the country, thank you for giving your best. And they are saying that would they also be part of the people that will be taken to that camp? And these are the questions that is begging for answers in the lips of every Americans. And I've brought you this clip so that we can begin this conversation. And I'm putting it out to you guys that, is it true? And of course, if you're in Utah, are you seeing any sketch of a camp that is about to be built to accommodate homeless people? If it is yes or no, let the conversation begin. I want your views, guys. I want us to discuss this because this has to do with people, the welfare of the people. As billionaires are having a tax-free, moment in America, the masses are saying no, they can't take it anymore. They work 2-3 jobs. It's not enough for them. Yet they still pay tax. But the billionaires that are making a lot of money, they're not paying any tax. They're being given tax, free moments, free day. And they are saying, if those guys can also pay tax, all of these things can be taken care of. And they are saying they don't believe in this plan. Guys, let me know what your views are, your perception and your idea of what it takes to actually put the people together and take care of their welfare. And of course, if today is your first time, do me a favor by liking and subscribing to this channel. Give the video a thumbs up, share the video, let this video go viral, because we need to begin this conversation holistically so that people can be well informed as to what the government is planning and what is acceptable or not. It is when the people are well informed, they can know what to say and what not to say. Thank you guys for watching to this moment, and see you around again. Like I always say, remain in peace, remain in love, and avoid trouble because you're too important to be lost. Thank you guys, and see you around again. Bye-bye.